Now, I don't know about you, but I've always enjoyed villains more than heroes. Not sure what that says about my personality, it's just who I am, that's the facts. Oh my gosh! Now, to me, the X-Men have the most legendary set of villains ever, but runner-up comes to that of Spider-Man. In this episode, we are going to fan cast 3 Spider-Man villains that I think either need to be recast or just need to show up in the MCU somehow, some way. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So in the live action realm when it comes to Spider-Man, we have seen some really legendary villains and some, well, they've tried. And the next installment of the Spider-Man franchise is on its way. It's in the writing process. And before that film, you know, we get something from it, I just wanted to do a fun little fan cast because I love doing these things, and villains, like I said, are amazing. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get it started. First up on this list is Venom. So Todd McFarlane and David McKelvey are the 2 masterminds behind the creation of this character. So Venom's first big screen debut was in 2002 in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and the character was played by Topher Grace. Now recently we've had Tom Hardy playing Eddie Brock / Venom, which is fantastic, love Tom Hardy, but I feel like there's something missing within the casting of Venom. Now when you think Venom, you think this massive, just terrifying creature, and in the comics, Eddie Brock is also a very, very big man. So we need an actor who is big in stature and who can really be intimidating both as Venom and as Eddie. And so enter my choice for Eddie Brock and that of Alan Richardson. Okay, let me explain why. Reason 1, his size, like I said. Now Eddie in the comics is built like a linebacker, Alan is built like 2 linebackers. Quite frankly, the man's huge. I mean, have you seen the show Reacher? Also, Alan has experience in mocap suit. He was Raphael in the Ninja Turtle movies, which ruined my childhood, but anyways. So he's used to doing that aspect of the job, which is kind of, you know, you're just wearing essentially pajamas with dots all over it, but he's used to it. And he has experience. I mean, he has a good assortment of films under his belt. You know, it's debatable if some of the films are great, but he has a lot of experience. And also little birdies or on the internet are saying that he also loosely might be in consideration for Batman, which would be great too. I mean, yet again, that man, that size and that suit, intimidating. But for Venom, I think he fits Venom more than anything. So my vote is for Alan as Venom. Okay, next on the list we have Mr. Negative. Now Mr. Negative was created by Dan Slott and Phil Jimenez. His first appearance was in a free comic book day issue called Swing Shift back in 2007. Now Mr. Negative gained popularity in 2018 when he was reintroduced in the video game format for PlayStation Spider-Man. Now this character, like from the game, right, that's where I was first introduced to him, was in the video game. Love the character, love his backstory, love his powers. I think he'd be a really, really fun character in the Spider-Man universe in a live action. And the actor that I think should play him is the same actor who voices him in the game. And the man who voiced him is Stephen O. Young. So let's explain why. Reason 1. Stephen already understands the complexity of this character because he's played him before. Now you gotta understand, with video games, you're not just in a booth reading the lines, you're actually like filming the scenes in a mocap suit. So he understands the complexity of this character both physically and mentally. It's just a no-brainer. Plus, the character is modeled off of Stephen. Reason number 2, the fans. So for people like me that were introduced to Mr. Negative through the game, the performance that Stephen had made a big impact to us, the fans. And so when we think of Mr. Negative, we think of Stephen. So if they decide to go the route of Mr. Negative and bring him into the MCU, Stephen, you, my friend, are still Mr. Negative. And last but not least, let's talk about Kraven the Hunter. So Kraven's first appearance was in 1964. That was a good summer. He was created by the legendary men in comic book history, in that of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. So as of late, Kraven has his own film, right? It's been out for a while, it's done its theatrical run, and the title character was played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now the thing about that casting, it just doesn't seem right to me. I mean, yes, you can argue that it's a younger Kraven, but there's just something about it. It doesn't seem Kraven to me. Now, one of the arguments about this casting that doesn't work for me is going to echo that of Mr. Negative in the Spider-Man video games. You see, we got Kraven the Hunter in Spider-Man 2, the latest PlayStation game, right? And that specific Kraven is, this is the stupidest way to say it, but I'm gonna say it. It's so Kraven that it overshadows what Aaron's doing with his project. It took me everything to not say that's so Raven, just saying. In the game, Kraven is voiced by Jim Perry, and it's just this Russian, this gruff, this like, you know, that's Kraven. So how do you take what we have been given to us by PlayStation and transfer that into a live action film? Because the video game nailed it. Who can do that? Well, I think actor Manu Bennett could do just that. Much like Alan Richardson, he's very big and very broad. And when you look at pictures of Manu compared to Kraven, they have that same like massive square build, you know what I mean? And Manu has experience with action movies and playing like rough and tough kind of characters. Two such roles, if you don't remember him, he was in Spartacus and he also played Deathstroke in the Arrowverse. Both roles, you know, demand a brute force, a kind of like a hunter mentality, if you catch my drift. Both are essential to playing Kraven. So with his blend of athleticism and, you know, the physicality and his experience with action movies, I think he would be a way better Kraven than Aaron. Sorry, Aaron. Love you as an actor. You're a cool actor. You're just not Kraven. But these are just 3 characters. I mean, there are so many amazing characters within the Spider-Man universe that I wanted to talk about, but maybe we'll do a part 2, who knows? But what do you think? Do you like this casting? Do you hate this casting? Did you like Aaron as Kraven? Let me know in the comments below. And if there's a character or characters that you would like me to try to fan cast, I want to hear about it. But until next time, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. I'll see you later.